Ladies and gentlemen, do you know Reverend Father Don Edmundo Enrile Pamintuan de Macasalig Lahi, betterly known as Commander Lahi, codename Walang Atrasan, ang Haring Agila sa kagulat-gulat na kasaysayan na bumibira kahit na nag-isa, the secret Sultan Bolki of Mindanao, holder of the biggest, most precious stone in the world, popularly known as a man of peace, but born enemy of oppression and injustice. He is a friend of the downtrodden Filipinos and the tongue of the unspoken little nobody, the needy, the poor, and the landless native of the Philippine archipelago. Implementer of the concept that credit must be given where credit is due, by being aware of the fact that success and rewards in life will depend on how good is your dealings with other people. For it is being said that a poor man is a dangerous man, but the hungry man knows no law and cannot think well for whatever future he may have unpredictable tomorrow. Commander Lahi is a socio-economic leader, tribal leader, singer, and a brilliant song composer dedicated to God, to the nation, and to his people. A scriptwriter, producer, and director of motion pictures, first-class anti-communist and anti-terrorist radio commentator, a battle-tested freedom fighter, fourth dan martial art karate, original instructor of combat judo aikido, and a gold medalist awardee pistol shooting competition. He is a top lingual analogist and a linguist public speaker, the only naturalist in the world. He is also a doctor of divinity, a doctor in science of literology, a doctor of human behavior, and a doctor of Kabbalistic physiology, the only inborn lawyer in the God-made law, expert in the universal built-in law, doctor in the eminent justice, and the international fiscalizer of the global jurisprudence, the only judicial expert and the secret power scientist of the new millennium. Commander Lahi is a brave Filipino traditionalist, defender of the sacred tradition of the great Filipino cultural heritage, the sixth generation of Datu Lapu-Lapu in Mactan, Cebu, royal heir of the traditional Raha Kulambo, Raha Siawi, and Raha Buwayan, the ancient tribal kings of Mindanao. Besides, he is the last and final singing revolutionary messenger of the most powerful one and only living most perfect God of all gods, Lord of all lords, and the King of all kings, the non-spotted, incomparable creator of all things that exist, visible and invisible, beneath and beyond in the universe. It's Jesus Christ, the unbeatable Savior at all times, yesterday, today, and forever. Commander Lahi is a native of Mindanao, the lost paradise, and became the promised land of the needy. Mindanao is the center point of the world, the strategic point of global defense. That's the reason why Commander Lahi is proud of being a Filipino, considering that according to General Douglas MacArthur, the famous five-star general of the United States of America in the World War II, was quoted of saying that, "Give me 1,000 strong Filipino soldiers, and I will conquer the world." General MacArthur realized and acknowledged the intellect and the fighting capability of the Filipino soldiers to defend the motherland against the common enemy of democracy. Tracing the historical background of the great Filipinos, the 300 years prior to the coming of the Spaniards, there was already a brilliant Filipino lawmaker in the person of Datu Sumacuel, who drafted the Sumacuel Code that, according to the different international lawmakers, they found out that the Sumacuel Code was considered as the best constitution the Filipinos ever produced. 400 years after the Spaniards invaded the Philippine archipelago, there was another great Filipino journalist hero in the person of Dr. Jose Protasio Alonso Mercado y Realonda Rizal, internationally recognized as the foremost Filipino martyr and hero of the brown race generation, the greatest Malayan genius at all times. So no doubt why in the late 90s, another American Jew scientist in the person of Jupiter McKinley was also quoted of saying that, "Give me Mindanao, and I will feed the world." All sectors of societies in the different parts of the globe wondered why Jupiter McKinley made the conclusion. Jupiter McKinley added that, "Because the moment you touch down the soil of Mindanao, you have already landed in the richest island of the whole world. Because it is only in Mindanao where the best gold in the world is found. And all kinds of agricultural products are also found, especially the best fuel in the world for the highest technology engine for the next generation, the so-called deuterium, heavy water 50 times powerful than the unleaded gasoline, where the giant deposit is found, and the hardest wood in the world, and the precious metals are found. That is the reason why Mindanao is always troubled and bothered by the different ambitious invaders, because Mindanao is the richest island in the whole world. The beautiful place decorated with the beautiful flowers in the tropical humid atmosphere, where Commander LAHI is the tribal king of the Mindanaoans, the name you can trust. See him personally at his international headquarters, the Raja Compound, Cagayan de Oro City, the gateway to Mindanao, the promised land, the city of the golden friendship and opportunity, the place where brilliant ideas can move mountains. Mindanao is the second biggest island in the Philippine archipelago, so no doubt why 70% of total revenue of the government came from Mindanao. People in the different parts of the world always wanted to visit the Philippine island because this is the only country in his 30 million hectares of territorial domain who is composed of 7,100 islands thickly populated of no less than 76.5 million people using 800 dialects of only one president. So meaning this is the kind of country that in spite of several dialects, the peace and order are still under control. Not only that, this is the only country in which democracy is very much alive, because it is the only in the Philippines where thousands of religious organizations are allowed to exist without jeopardizing their revenue obligation to the government. Democracy and freedom is the fruit of the efforts of the great American freedom fighters who had liberated this country from the tyranny of the cruel Spaniards and from the tyranny of Japanese imperialism. Manila is the capital city of the Philippine Republic, the beautiful city in the Far East that captured 5,000 tourists a day from the different countries around the world. You may wonder why tourists always come and go, because the city of Manila is famous of being Pearl of the Orient Seas. Manila is the place where Dr. Jose Rizal was martyred by the cruel Spaniards. But because of the bravery of the Filipino who sympathized the goal of Dr. Jose Rizal, Manila became the tourist paradise and sanctuary of the foreign investors. Tourists and investors always appreciate the cities of Metro Manila because the moment you touch down at the Manila International Centennial Airport, you have already landed in the beautiful Sunshine City in the Asia-Pacific region, where the famous hospitality is the trademark of the great Filipino cultural heritage. So visit Metro Manila and feel the atmosphere of freedom, liberty, and comfort in order that you can live happily, because without happiness, what is life after all? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Honorable Don Edmundo Enrile Pamintuan de Macasalig Lahi,